And won that. Oh, but what do I know? I got degrees and went to schooling. But what do I know? Survived backstabbers and Judases. But what do I know? I've been out here, man. I've been doing it. Let's get to the dough. I've been showing it. I've been proving it. I'm ready to go. Discuss the what, whys, and who did it. Let's get to the show. This podcast just might be the go. Oh, but what do I know?
Flour and breadcrumbs are the difference between patties and croquettes. Celeste, if you were right, I was making croquettes.
Man, this dude, this dude had the nerve to get on Facebook talking about, "Hey guys, I'm trying out this new recipe for salmon patties." I'm like, man, that's some unseasoned shit. Whoever put that out there, it's definitely an unseasoned recipe. Patties, salmon patties. Bless your heart.
I just wanted y'all to know there was a difference. That's all.
A damn shame. But anyways, guys, this week, welcome back to myself. I had to take a break from the podcast. I'm trying to fit everything in. My daughter made the basketball team, and so I'm a basketball mom. Sometimes I can make it to the show now, and sometimes I can't. But I appreciate you, and I love you, Trey, for holding it down.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you for trusting me.
No worries. I caught last week's show. I tried to catch pieces of it where I could. So I know last week we discussed moving on and the way people act sometimes when they have to move on from certain things, certain people, certain situations.
Right.
So this week is kind of a back up. Last week, kind of like a. Last week might have been a segue for this week. It turns out. This week is really recovering. Is talking about people who are unable to get over certain situations, and so it forces them to do things that put them in other fucked up situations. So we're gonna talk about what we know about retaliation. So, I guess
this I'm excited.
Yeah, this is. All right, guys. So first of all, for those who follow either me or Janelle or Rukus, whatever you know me as, for those who saw me, y'all saw me a couple of days ago do one of my lives, which we know usually aren't the best for me. That's usually me and all my cancer glory. When I've been poked a little bit too much, and then I spaz out, because that's what we do. We let things build up, and then they happen. So I take no apologies for that. I said what the fuck I said. I know y'all thought I was gonna apologize for something. Fuck no. I said what the fuck I said. I said it. I meant it. I watched it over again. I might memorize it. I'll say it again. All right. Anyways. So retaliation, guys, for those who don't know what that is, I don't know how you don't know what that is, but retaliation, according to Webster, is the action of harming someone because they have caused harm themselves. They've caused harm, so you cause harm unto them, or revenge. So, for you, how do you feel about about this topic? Are you for retaliation, retaliating for things, or hate, or no?
Absolutely. I'm the leader of the Afros when it comes to retaliation. I want revenge. I feel like, I think as you get older, you're past that whole stage of trying to understand and, moving on and letting it go. Because sometimes letting it go, it can fester up, and that's not healthy for you. Now, I said that last week, but I feel like the older I've gotten, I know you're doing something that's meant to hurt me, that to me, the gloves is off. That means I don't have to spare your feelings. I found myself sparing feelings to someone who they didn't like the way I reacted to something they did, which is, it's a funny saying that goes, if you don't like the effects, don't produce. can do harm to someone and expect. I don't know how y'all expect for them not to speak on it. I don't think any of us are obligated to spare your feelings once you hurt or harm somebody.
I think that's the funny part is as far as there's a lot of mixed messages that go throughout when you're raised. So when I was little, you know what I mean, I was raised in the church and all that fun stuff. So in the same Bible, I read forgive, 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 but in the exact same passages, I'm reading, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know what I mean? And I'm also seeing things like Leviticus, and it's like eye for an eye. The things that you do to your man is going to be able to do back to you. So having these things in mind is like, yeah, I was raised that what you do to me, I'm gonna do the shit back to you. You know what I'm saying? If not worse. Right. 10 times. Also in the Bible, what you do, you shall receive tenfold. So it's
exactly.
I'm just trying to say, I definitely feel like if you come for me personally, then that definitely gives me all right to come back for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So do you think there's a such thing as too much? In response to something, like if certain revenge is just too much?
Yeah, I do think there is. I think if you're going to retaliate and respond, it has to be strategic, and you really have to think of what you're going to say. And the best response in retaliation is really thinking about what you're saying and what you're going to do and what the risk of it is. Like, you have to be able to manage and assess that. And that's when you get a great response to be like, oh, yeah. As opposed to, I think dead relatives is off limits. Like, you don't go that far unless you just...
What you mean dead okay, what do you mean dead relatives are off limits as far as what?
So remember I don't know if you've seen the TikTok where the said something about that's why you ain't got no clean shoes, in the response, and it's a joke post, but she goes, that's why your mama dead.
Oh, okay.
What kind of casket is your mama? What kind of shoes your mama wearing in her casket? Like, that type of thing is where I'm like, yo, that's too far.
So bagging. So basically, when you bagging, clowning somebody or whatever, shooting the dozens, whatever you call it in your particular area, you're saying it's too far to cut into relatives, to bring relatives into the picture.
Dead relatives, deceased.
I hear that.
I think that's like,
yeah, I guess so. But again, we grew up in the I'm a 80s baby. You know what I mean? We grew up watching stuff where we went for whatever. Don't let your mama have been on. Don't let your mama have been a hoe. Don't let your daddy have been on heroin. It's you cut deep because you took it there. You know what I mean? So since we're doing these, we shooting them. We gonna shoot them. So I kind of get. Shooting the dozens. I don't know. I can't agree with you there. I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm gonna bring up the fuck shit if we're taking it there. We're taking it there.
The thing, once I know like the gloves is off, that, and then maybe that's my own mental problem, is once I know the gloves is off and you're trying to go there, I'm going for everything at that point. Like, oh yeah,
all right.
That's how you feel.
But I don't know if that falls under retaliation, so to speak, because clowning is revenge. That's like you both are equally saying something. You kind of got into it. Like, I like the way we do it. I'm Cali. Everything is jokes. We got jokes. So we're counting on each other. And you might just be in it because you too close. You sitting there, you laughing a little bit too hard. So it's like, you want some of this? You think it's funny, so you in this too. So
I already know.
So I can't really say that that's retaliation, because that's more like you gonna catch those jokes just because you in the room, kind of thing. I'm talking about where somebody sets out to intentionally hurt you, hurt your business, hurt your reputation, to do something towards your feelings. They just trying to do something intentionally towards you and expect nothing in return. So it's like the rant that I had over the week, I'm gonna call it a rant because I was going off, but I meant everything that I said. But the rant that I said a lot of choice things about a couple people, and I would have to expect that there's possibly going to be some backlash from that. Whatever it is, you got to be ready for it. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I try to make sure that I did it from my platform, my own page, my own whatever, not involved in the podcast, because of the fact that that's not your problem. That's not you to be involved in. See, that just like with clowning and stuff, where you could be involved just because you in the room, same can be shit with retaliatory things. And so sometimes people, just because my beef with them means that I might have the upper hand because of what I have, they might have something on you. So you just might need to just stay out of it because you don't want to involve yourself in something. Because next thing you know, you getting there because you. So it's just like, just all these things just be stuff where just be ready for it. Like I said, I did this because I'm fully ready for it. This is a situation I grew up in. I'm fully prepared to have to respond to anything that comes to me because I know I've spoken truth. So that's another thing. Be ready for receipts. Be ready for defending your side. If ever anything happens like this, you're gonna have to justify why you're right in retaliating against something.
Yeah, and I think that's the part that makes it strategic is the fact that like when you get to that point, some of us, I can't say all of you, because some of y'all just do it on emotions and just straight emotions. But someone who's really sat down and planned out and thought about what they're gonna say, what they're gonna do, what the consequences are, that makes it to a whole different thing. That person is more dangerous, if you ask me, as far as the response goes. Some of y'all just be going on jumping out the window, but like for me, if I know you're going to say some shit about me or try to throw me out there in a way, you need to know I more than likely have something about you. And this is my experience in, dealing with the podcast and a group that we won't, I don't remember their name. We just gonna call it like that. But people, what y'all don't understand in Colorado is anytime y'all have wronged somebody, there is always somebody willing to tell your business. Willing and ready to be like, well, let me tell you something about her. So 9 times out of 10, if you come for me, I know something about you that you don't want to get out there. And I know there might be 1 or 2 of you looking and going, no, not me. Yes, you too. Trust me, nobody is keeping nobody's secrets around here. So it's a lot of shit that we learn that we don't even want to know. That's like, yeah, you probably don't want to fuck with me, and I have that information about you because I'm going to make it look real fucked up for you.
Yeah, that's why I just be like, I'm Raymond Reddington in this town. Like, guys, that's why I run around without enemies, because it helps me have a lot of friendships. And within those friendships, I know a lot of business. And it's like, I keep it to myself. I'm a journalist, of course. I'm keep it to myself. It's none of my business and not mine to put out there. However, if you come for me, please believe I'm going to probably turn around and come for you, and you're not going to like it. You're going to be upset. You're going to be upset. And the best part about this is I live a life of its open book. Pretty much everything I do is already out there for y'all to know. There's nothing that y'all really can have on me. Someone can be like, she's fucking on so-and-so. Yeah, they know. I've already said it. I'd already told everybody. I already said that. So what is there to say?
Cool. It's cool.
What is there to
biggie.
say? So it's cool when you live a life of truth and honesty, because then you don't have to worry about people coming running out the woodworks with fucked up stuff to say about you or about your character. So it's just that. Also, don't intentionally seek people if you don't know what they've got. Nobody opens doors. Like, if you've never been to a certain territory, you don't just go snatching that door open because you don't know what's on the other side.
Exactly.
So the same thing goes with your mouth and running it and doing things and poking people and antagonizing situations when you don't know what kind of ammo, that you don't know what response is there for you once you open that door. So I don't get that. It's a lot of that here. It's a lot of quick mouths and a lot of things I see around here where I'll be looking like, oh my God, I hope they don't say something back. Oh my God. My situation, people are looking like, what's the response going to be? Don't know. Don't care. These are not people. Why? Because I made the decision that these are not people who hold a stature in my life enough to me to give 2 shits about what the response is going to be. But there's some of y'all that don't take that time to make sure that person can't fuck your life up before you do things and put that out.
Some of y'all be fucking with me and y'all don't know. I know where your OnlyFans are. I know where your escort pages are. It's like, just leave me alone. Be you, do what you do. I ain't knocking how you get your money, but don't be coming for me if you're OnlyFans and escort alligator is what it called. Don't ask me how I know. People be telling on y'all. I told y'all, don't nobody keep secrets
Escort
around
alligator.
Here. Escort alligator. It's a website that you can find some of Denver's finest on there tricking for some monies. I won't say who. Again, get it how you live. But when y'all come for me, just make sure I don't have that kind of ammo on me. Like, yeah, just leave me the fuck alone. Let me be at the crib doing a bunch of nothing if I choose to.
Oh my God. So, okay. So is there any kind of behavior that you feel has to have a response?
Direct disrespect. Direct disrespect. I feel like if you are specifically going for something that's going to go below there's a difference. I'll say this. If somebody is directly trying to go below the belt or say something or do something that is intentionally meant to hurt you, Absolutely. I feel like that's suitable to respond to that. Um, I'll say the balance of it is like if someone did something to hurt you, like they, and you change how you feel on it and just move forward. That person, I don't understand why y'all don't understand when it becomes that way. No one has to regard your feelings. Like if you hurt somebody and you did something that really just there's no coming back from, and how they respond to me, how they respond accordingly is just what it is.
So okay, so who's more wrong? The person who did the fucked up action in the beginning, or the person that retaliated on the fucked shit?
The person who did it first. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit.
So you don't believe the whole two wrongs don't make a right kind
No,
of shit?
no.
Okay. All right.
Two
And then
wrongs
let's
may
know
not make a
what y'all
right.
think. Do two wrongs make a right? Like we're talking about retaliation. Is it okay to do things back to you or do things because other people are doing shit? Or is that immature? Is that petty? You know what I mean? I really want to know because I've been wrestling with my own behavior lately. You know what I mean? Like I am that kind of person now. I used to just really just let a lot of things go, but now I realize I've now morphed into this person where if you fuck with me, you're getting that in return. Like I no longer
Mhm.
take the high road. So I don't know if it's like a age thing. I don't know if at some point you reach a maturity level where you start declining because the 80s and the the elderly, they say whatever the fuck they want to without any kind of remorse about it. So
They
I don't know.
do.
It's because I'm getting older and I've reached a plateau of maturity and now it's just downhill from here, which could be the case. But
I think age plays a big role in it. I'll never forget my mother, her grandma, my great grandmother. I'll never forget this story that I would hear where one of my mom's friends, I won't say her name, uh, she came to pick up my mother. Says hello to my grandma and asked for my mother. And my mom, I said, okay, hold on, let me go get it. Stephanie, your little hoe friend is out there. And they get to an age where they say stuff like that. And you don't give a shit at a certain point. You give a shit meter is all the way young
yeah.
when you get to a certain age. So
That might be it. Maybe I'm there and starting and just getting there early. I started early and just moving fast, but I don't know, guys. Like I'm just really not that person anymore. I really used to be the whole turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? I believe, I know how people teach, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So you spend all your life being this person that's you're respectful. You make sure that you're accountable for your actions. You really make sure that you step lightly and you keep you keep to your own. You keep to yourself. You do your own thing.
absolutely.
And then for some reason, you're still greeted with like the abundance. You meet more of these butt fucks than anybody. Like the people that want to come and intentionally hurt you, use you, abuse your niceness, take things from you. So it's just like, I mean, at some point, you just gotta grow some skin to be like, look, I'm not doing this shit no more. So you become this person where now I'm gonna just get back at you. So I'm gonna have to keep
Mm-hmm.
constantly having to deal with this
Mm-hmm.
behavior. At some point, I'm gonna start doing things back, and that's kind of where I'm at. I don't bite my tongue no more. For somebody as outspoken as I am, I bite my tongue a lot. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I'm almost afraid of the shit that I'm capable of doing and saying. And it's just certain triggers for me
Yeah.
as far as that is. Like, I'm usually pretty good about a lot of things, but only a few things set me on the deep end. A couple of them are going to be my personal business. Don't ever try to use my personal business against me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, if it's something where you're privy
Absolutely.
enough to have been in my life to where you were close enough to me to know anything personal about me, so help you God if you ever try to use that shit against me, because I'm like, okay, gloves is off. I don't even
Exactly.
gloves is off. I let you in enough to let you know these things about me. If you ever try to throw them in my face, now we're gonna have to go ahead and go tit for tat, because now we gotta talk about the shit I know about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I always know more about the other person. I don't open up that much. So.
Yeah, you'll get no disagreement out of me. I feel that exact way about my son's mother, and we got a baby together. So when I be like, yeah, man, just leave me the fuck alone. I don't need all the extra shit in my life that you trying to bring to it. And she try to bring all the extra shit. I'm like, all right, here come this personal shit you don't want people to know. You don't want folks to know that you done spent 8 years accusing me of cheating on you, but you the motherfucker that disappeared with my car for 3 days with a raggedy ass friend who was mad because her boyfriend was trying to get away because she was trying to swing on him and I was helping him get away and she was mad about that. Yeah, I see you raggedy ass. I know you watching.
Okay. All right. He's like, and we back. Like, I don't know where he went, but he took us all on that journey with him. Like, dang, man, I'm sorry. It's nothing like people taking you back where you can relive that shit. He says it's not right, but I sure do feel better. Yeah, that's true. Revenge does make you feel better. Absolutely. Like mine wasn't even a revenge thing. Mine was just keeping a promise. That's why I kind of want people to understand that. A lot of people are like watching my page or whatever, just trying to see if it's going to be any kind of retaliation. Like there's not. I said what I had to say just because I felt like saying some shit. I had to address something because too many of y'all had addressed it with me. So I'm like, okay, well, let me give y'all the answer because you guys are all commonly asking me, why is your name coming up? So I'm going to tell you. This is why. And then I'm keeping the promise of telling some fuck shit. So I did it. I always keep my word. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna stop here. But as far as retaliation, women that like burn your stuff up, get mad at you for cheating and burn up your clothes or things like that. Like, how do you feel about that kind of retaliation on?
Nah, I don't like that. I think once it gets to a point of destroying property, you've gone too far. You've gone like way too far because some of that shit, that means you don't, to me, that's two things. You don't care about or value the shit that you have, and you willing to catch a stupid ass charge for destruction of property.
So that's what you think is taking it too far then?
Yeah,
because you were saying earlier
destruction
retaliation.
of property.
Okay.
If you try to harm or kill somebody, that's one thing. Like that's, to me, that's taking it too far.
Okay. Well,
if it ain't somebody who tried to harm or kill you, then yeah, that's taking it too far for me.
Yeah, I guess there's levels to it. I mean, as far as taking it too far, definitely, like I said, eye for an eye. Like, so sometimes equal or greater. You know what I mean? It just really depends on what you are and who you are and what the offense is. Some stuff, talking too much stuff might get you punched in the mouth. It's an eye for an eye.
Right.
Saying you saw too much and you're saying you get you in the eye. Violence, yeah. Violence should only beget violence, as far as I'm concerned, either towards you or towards your loved one. It doesn't necessarily have to be towards you. Some people do jump in, retaliate on. Okay, that's it. Retaliation on behalf of your friends. What's your thoughts on that? Is that something you need to mind your own business, or do you dive in and retaliate on their behalf because some fuck shit happened to them?
It depends on the circumstances for me, because I done been in situations where I'm going to respond just because this is my friend, and then when I get there, my friend's in the wrong. Like, I'm still trying to defend you, but if you pull me into the middle of some bullshit, that changes everything. But naturally, as a friend, you want to defend them, but it's only so often someone can put you in the middle of some shit that's like, this could have been avoided.
I'm like, shit happened to us. We all, fuck that. That's our homeboy. We all in this shit.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Nay, are you?
That's tough because I didn't had those moments where like,
it don't have to be murder. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna say definitely no Ricky type situations. I'm just saying a situation where this homeboy, whatever reason, something happened with they ass to where they, they're in some fuck shit, and they just like, fuck it, we riding because of my fuck shit.
I try to be the voice of reason. Like we're gonna, let's make that a last resort if we're gonna ride about your fuck shit. But I'm gonna try to be the voice of reason, and if for some reason there's no reasoning involved, then okay, I'm riding with my friend. Fuck it, let's go. Whatever we doing, let's go do that.
Okay. Your female friend says he hurt my feelings. I want to go. Let me see. We said no violence, so you can't go with her to go beat his ass. You can go with her to what? How far will you take it? How far will you ride with that friend for what she wants to do in her act of retaliating her feelings and her hurt?
Did he hit her or give her a gift that keeps on giving?
So there's levels to this. So yeah. Explain the levels. Let me know where you.
So to me, it's got to be he physically hurt you. He did some. He stole from you, tore up your belongings, burned you, gave you something that you can't get rid of. It's got to be certain stuff like that for me to be like, all right, what we doing?
Okay, well I got two of those. The dude that I was talking about that he gave me bills that I could never get rid of, and I got let me see, I had a baby and I lost it, so I can't ever get rid of that memory. I got that fuck shit for the rest of my life, and he stole from me. So I want to ride on that nigga. I think we should.
Sounds to me like he's a habitual line stepper. So yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, no, this dude, I don't care. His life will be his karma.
Yeah.
Karma is karma is its own retaliation. Like I really do believe that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a Buddhist thing. Like I really truly believe that the energy that you put out there are the things that you're going to receive. Which is why, like, I try to live on the straight and narrow. Like, I definitely know I got some fuck shit that I do have I got my skeletons. I ain't gonna say that, you know what I'm saying? I definitely got my own bones in the closet, or, you know, shit, a whole cemetery for some, depending on who you are and who you know, whatnot. We got way too many secrets and whatnot, but I'm not dumb enough to talk shit to people with the shovel. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like,
that's
I'm
common
just
sense.
saying. To just go back to the point I made earlier, just watch who y'all start shit with. If y'all, as far as you don't know who you dealing with and how their maturity level is and how much they'll let things go, you probably don't want to start shit with certain people. Because, you know, not everybody's willing to just keep turning the other cheek. How many times? Forgiving people. I'm like, how many times do you forgive people?
Once. I feel like that second time is you pretty much just showing me who you are. I have friends who would message me through everything that's going on this year. I'm sorry, I'm such a shitty friend, and I don't see you, and I don't answer, and I don't do this and that. And to me, it's that's all good but if your behavior ain't changed, I don't care.
Right.
Like, you don't get to tell me how shitty of a person you are and how shitty of a friend you are and then continue with the same behavior, because that means you're content. That means you're okay with being the person you are and you're okay with the dynamic of our friendship at that point. So I got to treat it accordingly. Okay, you're a shitty person. You don't bother me as much. I'll be a shitty person, just bother you, and whatever you got going on with yourself ain't my problem.
Right. Okay. All right. So what do you, as far as, is anybody exempt from retaliation? If somebody did something like real fucked up to you, is there anyone who can kind of, no matter what, you will not do anything back to cause harm to them, either reputation, name, bodily, whatever the case? No harm.
Hell no, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. And those for you who know, I'm very transparent. Y'all saw me go completely left on my son's mother and her mother, and they don't like me, and I don't give a shit if they do, but they know why I responded. I'd been dealing with the shit for years and years, and finally just went left on everything moving. So anybody can get it. Just leave me alone. That's how I feel like y'all should just leave people alone, ultimately. But y'all don't understand how to do that. Y'all don't, even when y'all have people in the room with y'all that are the voice of reason that'll say, hey, you gonna push this person too far, leave it alone. Y'all don't do that. Y'all are legit willing to just see how far you can go. And then finally when that person goes, all right, you went too far. Now everyone wants to cry and what did I do? And nah, you did some bullshit.
Yeah.
Most people I won't say most people. I can't speak for most people. But there are a lot of people in the world that when someone tells you to stop pushing, stop fucking pushing. Go away. Give them the space to breathe.
True. This is true. That's the whole poking the bear thing. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, some people don't understand what that means. It's like, leave niggas alone. Sometimes, you can only keep doing this shit so many times before, like, they eventually spazify out and they get sick of you bothering them.
Before they swat your hand or something. Like, come on,
They don't do something. So, yeah, okay. So we all grew up Digital Underground. It's like it was a message within the song. It was kiss me and I'll kiss you back. Kiss me and I kiss you. You hit me and I'll hit you back. So these are just
me and I'll
smack you back. So like, just certain things. We was like, smack me and I smack you back. So it's just like, we know the rules to things that you go out and if you do these actions, something fucked up can possibly happen to you in return. Now, again, I want to know, and let me know, this is what I want to know from my own understanding and my own judgment of myself. Where is the fine line between let it go and you can't let it go? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. You just look at it, just turn the other cheek. Is it?
I feel like I feel like it depends on how you know yourself personally. For me, I think we all know, okay, somebody's went too far, especially in a case where it's like, all right, just leave me alone. That's it. Most times when someone says leave me alone, there's a reason. They're not just saying leave me alone because they can't handle it or because you think they're weak. It's legit because they just, all right,
So-
leave me the fuck alone.
So they need to be more accountable for their behavior than I am for my response.
For your response. Fucking exactly.
Is that what we're saying today?
Yes,
On the What Do I Know
absolutely.
podcast? Okay.
Absolutely.
That's what we're saying. That people need to be more accountable for their behavior than other people are for their response, I suppose.
Because most people, like, let's keep it honest here. Like, we know what type of people we're dealing with and what type of shit we can and can't get away with certain people. We know those things. So it's like, if you're someone, okay, I'll give an example. Like, I remember a guy came over to a good friend of mine's house, and you know the rules in this person's house is when you get to the door, you kick your shoes off. I got this floor. I don't want it scuffed. Whatever. And as this person we know comes by, and she's like, "Yeah, please take your shoes off." Why? For what? We all collectively look like that needs to be answered. You know what I mean? As far as overstepping boundaries and shit like that, that's what it is. It's like,
so if that person spazzes out, cusses them out, or whatever happens after that, that's completely their fault.
yes, because
for
why
not adhering to the rules.
Why would you ask why in someone else's house? When 9 times out of 10, growing up the way we've grown up, we know why somebody wants you to take your damn shoes off at the door.
That's a huge part of retaliation. Warnings. If you've been advised of the rules and you've already been warned that something is going to happen if you act a certain way, then I think that makes people fully excused for whatever they do in response to you not adhering to that warning, or that it's an advisory for a reason. Like, I told you this would happen. So it's just like, it is what it is. Some places they'll tell you, if you park here, we're going to tow your car. In some places you just assume it. Don't, if you park here, we're going to rip the tire. Yeah, either that or we're going to destroy it, take your wheels, take your everything and shit. Either way, you're going to learn, don't park here. But if it's clearly something you understand, then don't be upset about the consequences of your actions. I don't know this timer. Are we? Anyways, guys, I think we need to take a break so that the sponsors can say what they need to say, and then we'll come back with a few more things of retaliation, and I'll get back into explaining a couple more things about the other day. And you guys were asking about the part 2 on that. There may or may not be a part 2, and we're going to talk about why. So we'll see y'all in a few minutes, y'all. Come back.
Did you know mental health can be hard to identify in a Latinx household due to only wanting to prioritize physical health other than mental health?
We all know an emergency fund is a must. Start small, but think big. It's recommended to start your emergency fund at $500.
Did you know mental health can be hard to identify in a Latinx household due to only wanting to prioritize physical health other than mental health?
We all know an emergency fund is a must. Start small, but think big. It's recommended to start your emergency fund at $500.
Hey, what's up, y'all? They didn't tell us we was even coming back. We was looking crazy. Like, my bad. That was funny. I was just about to say, and we're back when?
Well, now we back.
Right, like that was funny. Anyways, we are back at But What Do I Know podcast. We're talking what we know about retaliation, when it's okay to retaliate, if it's okay to retaliate. I had a issue earlier this week which someone might call sort of retaliation. I call it more of keeping a promise. It's, that's kind of where we are with things. Like, I don't think I retaliated yet. Retaliation would be taking, I think, a little further. I think I was explaining because I was asked what happened. Now, maybe the explanation was a little harsh for some, but that was my explanation. I said somebody asked me a question, and so I had to provide an answer.
No, I support it. So, I think that's what the proverbial line drawn in the sand. I think that's pretty much what that was. Like, hey, keep that bullshit over here, or this is what it is.
Heavens, and they prefer that it's according to the person, that it depends on the person and the situation. I agree. Like, some people, it's definitely you just let it go. Like, some, I don't know. I'm 80s baby. You know what I mean? I've had crackhead uncles. You know what I'm saying? Drug addicted parents take from you. You know what I mean? Steal from you, and certain things you got to get over in life. People saying messed up things to you because they know your personal situation. So we was talking about, how you bring in dead relatives or whatever the case may be, and things like that. So people know how to hit you in sensitive spots and whatnot. So I don't know. It's some people don't deserve retaliation as much. To a point. I'm only maybe you lose trust. I don't know if that's really a retaliation thing. Is more of a lesson learned. I'm talking about like revenge. I'm talking about actually doing things to intentionally. Like, so my shit, I take full accountability for the way that I handle my little situation. For those who don't know what mine is, just a really quick paraphrase. Someone who was something like a friend / business partner knew some information about me personally as far as one of my relationships. She started dating that person. For whatever reason, she wants to make sure that I know she's dating that person. And then I had to address it. Long story short. But in the mean of all of this, she had already been warned that I have some pretty incriminating information about her that I told her to pretty much stay away from me. So her coming to find me to tell me this information kind of triggered me to go back and put that out there. Contingency. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of what it is. I told you what's going to happen. This is what's happened. It's kind of like this. In 2 years, if you open this case, it's going to blow up in your face. You still, I gave instructions. She didn't listen. Shit blew up in her face.
That was the line drawn in the sand. Like, hey, leave me the fuck alone.
Hey, and it could get a lot worse. Like, that's just the vault. That's just something I decided to say. Like I said, I expect somebody to say something back. So if there's any backlash, I'm always ready to respond with that. So that's what I'm saying. There could be a part 2. Because you guys don't know what would happen should there be a response. I've got to one-up you. Because now you have the nerve to respond to the truth. So let me bring more truth into this. So, that just kind of is. I'm petty like that. With retaliation now, that makes me wrong, right? Is there a point where you got to stop retaliating? Like, is there a point where you... Like, you know what I mean? Like, when does it stop? Like, somebody does some fuck shit, so you do some fuck shit. So now, are they supposed to do something back because you did? Like, when does it... Is it just exchange, or should it just keep going until somebody gets king or queen of the fuck shit?
It stops once I feel bad for you. When I know, like, and maybe that's just it. For me, it's like once I realize that you can't really come at me the way that I'm prepared to come at you. It's like, that's the end of that shit. I don't think that you're in the wrong because, again, You've drawn multiple lines in the sand, and this person is a habitual line stepper. So it's like at some point in time, it's like, well, you're going to get what you're asking for, and your whole fucking world's going to crumble bothering people who have repeatedly warned you. That's a whole other thing. You have been repeatedly warned to stop fucking with somebody, and you refuse. That's a whole other thing. Like, all right, well, you get what's coming to you.
This is true. Heaven said, never mind. It's definitely eye for an eye. It's all about eye for an eye, regardless. And real shit, you steal from me, I steal from you. You know what I mean? Like, it's. I don't know. You hit me, I'm definitely gonna hit you back. Like, I don't get it, but I was taught, if somebody hits you, you hit them 5 times harder. If somebody wants to punch you, you hit them with a brick. So it's like I blame my race, the way that I was raised, my upbringing, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised that if you hit me, I'm supposed to lay you the fuck out. And so that's how I take all things. You came for me, so I have to make sure that I'm the only one that walks away from this.
Yeah.
So.
No, I completely agree, because it's like, one of my biggest, like, for me, I gauge it on, so like there's people who will say below the belt shit about me, fucked up shit to me, and don't even realize, like, I know what's going on in your life. You ain't got shit going on for you. I know a nigga right now who's a 40-something-year-old thief, stealing from his mama, gets up every day to play video games, and ain't about shit, living off. Damn! The reason I call him out on that is because you running around telling folks that I'm jealous and miserable because of what you got going on. I can't be upset or miserable or jealous of anybody that I'm doing better than. And this is before I quote unquote became a homeowner. I was doing better before then. I lived in a nice ass community before I had a home. Like, so it's like when it gets to that point, if it's like I'm doing better than you, bro, I can't be mad at you. I can't sit around here and retaliate against you. Life is already fucking you up.
That part. So that's a good point. Comment says she can't see herself being a bigger person just because why are you playing in my face with that? Like, they will talk.
Exactly.
Which said once you got her get back, then they're no longer around to have access to her like that in order to keep moving the way they move. And that's facts. Separate yourself. When you distance yourself, that's what I'm talking about. People that seek problems. Like, I don't understand, like, people that seek problems knowing that it's not going to go your way. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm gonna go find this person and create some bullshit just to see. I don't know. Is it a morbid curiosity? Is it just wanting to know how far this person's gonna go? Like,
it has to be.
I've just never understood people that do that go out and find situations just to see how far the other person's gonna take it. Like, not to say, but these are normally people who have been in abusive relationships. Honestly, these are people, these are men, and usually the females that the women, the female that people get mad at whatever term, cisgender, so whatever, cisgender women. Most of the people who I deal with who have these issues are people who were in abusive relationships where they really, really keep poking you and prodding you, and it's like they want you to respond in some kind of fucked up manner. Like, you want me to cuss you out. You want me to beat your ass. It's interesting. It's like you're trying to get me to respond to you in some kind of fucked up emotional manner. So it's kind of weird that's usually what the behavior that I get from those types of women. Usually any kind of have to actually retaliate by either words or physical stuff is because that person is looking for a fight, so to speak.
That's what, and it's funny we go to that, and I don't think, that's why I don't believe people who, love the way they do based on dating someone who's loving out of survival. Like, it doesn't work, because someone who's in survival mode is always thinking it's got to be you against them. So they don't know how to live in a way that it's like, hey, I don't mean you no trouble. We got into this. I'm in love with you. I care about you. You're in my presence. I mean you well. I want to make sure you're straight. And if someone's not used to that feeling, then they're constantly on go mode, and they don't understand, like, hey, I genuinely just want to make sure you're straight. So
I probably never had that shit again. I'm so goddamn scarred. I'm so scarred. It's just like shit like this is why I'm just keep to myself, because of the fact that karma, the things that I put out there in the world, I know are possibly coming back, and it's like not only the good things, but I know some of the bad things, and I like through relationships and other things, I've reaped some of my karma through my marriage. Like, I'm no longer married anymore, but some of the things I was going through, I believe, are some of my own karma that I put out there, and I reaped it through that. But at the same time, I'm so protective now of my peace and my space that I would never even get into a relationship in order to even allow whatever is waiting for me to even take place again. So it's interesting that that's the case, because I don't know. It's probably some get back I'll never get, because I'll be damned if I'm ever in a relationship again. So I don't know. I'm going to see a counselor. I'm going to call somebody. I'm going to call somebody.
I mean, and I legitimately believe, like, we try to pretend as adults that, love and relationships don't change us. It honestly does. It makes us, I won't necessarily say paranoid, probably just more careful, because, a lot of people in the world don't understand when you're investing that kind of time and energy, when it's like really getting to know somebody and really opening yourself up to your experience, especially if you've had experiences where you've looked at someone and been like, all right, motherfucker, I don't want to be hurt no more. And then they turn around and do some hurtful shit, and you're like, hey, you raggedy motherfucker, you could have just let me alone instead of doing the exact same shit I told you. Hey, I don't want to go through that no more. Mm-hmm. So I think it's unfortunate that it's a way that we're in this point in time where we hold the victim more accountable than we hold the culprit. Mm. So, we get to a point where as the victim, you're constantly told to take it as a life lesson, turn the other cheek. And I only got but two cheeks. What I'm going to do after I've been slapped in both? And I ain't finna bend over for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just weird that we are expected to do more in our response than the person who, if they'd have never done this shit in the first place. Right. You know what I mean? Like, if I got something clean and somebody comes and knocks all my shit over, if they'd have never done that, I wouldn't have to clean that up. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to focus more energy on the people who do the fucked up things than the people it happens to.
Yeah. They're saying in that same situation that somebody coming over and knocking over your blocks, you shouldn't get up and punch them in the stomach. They're saying there should be better ways for you to handle somebody doing something like that. That particular form of get back or retaliation is too far. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to punch him in the stomach like that. You could have what? That's my thing. The blank. Y'all, that's what's killing me. You could have.
You could have communicated.
What? What could I have done? I could have. What?
You could have communicated to not do that shit again. But in cases when you've done that, that's when it becomes like, okay, I've told you what it is, and you're just like, nah, fuck that. I remember fighting a guy because I was cleaning my mother's house before she got home. One of my homeboys brought him over, and this dude, as I'm cleaning, I don't know what his problem is. He just kept pushing shit on the floor, and I'm like, yo, what's your problem? Get your boy. I pick the shit back up. This thing pushes it on the floor. I grab a hanger, like a metal one, and I just start hitting and swinging on the dude. And it's because I'm like, I've warned you, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's what I mean by constantly stepping over a line that you've already, hey, don't do that.
Okay, well, so before you need to go to counseling for your inner Betty Davis. Just understand what you just said is all the way wrong. You should not be going all no more wire hangers ever on anybody. Toddlers and dogs and stuff knock things over on the floor while you're cleaning. You're just gonna have to.
No, that nigga was 15, 16 years old. I was like,
things a different way and not be, no more wire hanger in your mama's guests and whatnot.
He was deliberately doing that shit. I'm like, dude,
it's not normal to go wire hanger. Nothing should go from 0 to wire hanger.
Okay, yeah, that was my problem. I had a bit of a temper. And hey man, if you watching this, I am sorry. I shouldn't have swung no goddamn wire hanger on you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go see a counselor too.
Oh my god. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna go watch Mommy Dearest. My sister actually did that. Shout out to my sister, Dr. Duran. She's funny. She had her kids watch. Just a side note since we're on this. She had her kids watch Mommy Dearest, Flowers in the Attic, and it was something else. She just had them watch 3 little real super Precious and something else. Just a whole marathon of fucked up parents.
Yeah.
Just to show how they would appreciate how much better they had it at home. That's just funny. Just thought about that. But anyways, get back on what we were talking about. So he said wire hanger was approved. That's funny. So back to the show part. So heaven says that knowing that bad karma is coming our way will sometimes keep us from allowing something good to happen because we don't want the karma come when we're at a great place in life.
This is true.
And that's true. That's kind of where I'm at. Like I'm doing everything I can to keep my guards up, my walls up, my doors closed, my shades drawn, just everything that's even possibly trying to get to me to block my peace. I've been doing that. And I tried, but the devil found a way in through my friends. God damn it, devil. If the devil didn't literally send the message through my friends to make sure that the people who did have access to me was able to get that message to me. And I acted on it. I spazzed out or whatever. And now, hey, I don't know. Somebody wanted attention. They got it. You know what I mean? So hopefully, hopefully everybody's happy in this. But a man got a home. I found that out, so that's cool. I'm in human services, so anytime I know that someone in the homeless are well taken care of and off the streets before it starts snowing, it means a lot to me. It really means a lot to me. Anyways. Okay. Back to the show. Okay, so what kind of things as far as okay. That's what you're talking about. Oh, the behavior in old relationships. Okay, so what kind of behavior do you think that people commit in relationships and stuff that they should definitely worry about happening in the future? Like some things that is like a definite retaliation, like it's coming back on you. Like what do you think are things like that, if they exist?
Infidelity. Cheating.
So you think all cheaters get cheated on?
Nah, I won't say all cheaters. Other cheaters just, the other person moves on and it makes them sick to their fucking stomach that they move on at some point, even if y'all ain't together no more.
Is that enough? So people, I've heard this a lot, and I know y'all have too. Okay, when people say the best retaliation is being happy.
That depends on how you define happy. If you cheat on me,
back at people is to just live your life.
Nope.
Okay.
The best. Nope. Because what's gonna make me happy is if you cheat on me and I fuck that one person that you call your friend that really ain't your friend and you don't like her because you know she's scandalous. That would make me happy to know that you know that I slept with her and it bothers you. I'm gonna go see a counselor, so let's get this all out how I plan on accordingly responding to bullshit.
Okay. You cheat on me, I fuck your friend. That's fair?
Mm-hmm.
That is fair. That's equal.
Not even your friend. The friend that ain't your friend, but you keep calling her your friend, but you be behind the scenes talking about, I really don't trust that bitch. I don't like her. I better not catch you in a room by yourself with that bitch. That's the one I go for, like, yep. Because she the one that's going to tell all of your fucked up shit. She the one that's going to, I could have told you she wasn't shit. What? Hey, you should tell me over dinner in a movie that we probably ain't gonna really watch.
My vengeance makes me happy. He said, real talk. Like, it depends on what you did. I can't say, like I said, guys, I'm accountable for my behavior. One of the things, like I said, I'm going to say tonight is I am fully aware that I might have I'll say an attempted fuck shit, because it's really hard to say fuck shit on me because, like I said, I'm an open book. Everybody knows everything. And on top of that, I got so much good shit to outweigh your bad shit. Please feel free to say whatever the fuck you want to say. But I'm fully aware that somebody might say something back, but sending that sin, pushing that sin button, that sending that video out there to people that ask for it, God damn it, I just felt like I'm providing a service to the world. I just felt like I'm providing a service to the community because people ask for it, and I'm making them happy. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel good. I feel good inside. I feel and I don't really care. And it's a lot of people who told me it was immature. I didn't have to do certain things. Thank you, Jamie. Said I didn't have to do certain things, or but I did. I had to explain my situation. But the real fun part was really just sending the video, because everyone's responses are just capital letters in the oh my god face, and it just like, wow. That's pretty much all everyone says, and I live for the wow right now.
Hey,
I feel accomplished because I said I was gonna do it, and god damn it, I did it. And that's how I feel. And I know there may or may not be fuck shit, but I welcome all the smoke. I welcome the smoke like it was 4th of July aftermath, guys. Like, I don't give a fuck. like I'm so. And
it's funny because it's like we went about it different ways, in the sense of like everything that people who know how transparent we are.
I'm going to the daddy.
Damn. I feel like everybody who knows how transparent we are, like with everything that I've went through with my son's mother, on the flip side of that, all the bullshit she pulled as of late, I had to be quiet through a lot of shit for people to start seeing, okay, he's not the problem here. So, she pulled some bullshit at my father's funeral, where she got up in the middle of the funeral to get on the phone and drink and, get on the podium and talk. And I had to be super quiet then, because this is a whole room of folks that we know that is like, now I can see all the bullshit she be on. I had to be quiet at my kid's 10th birthday because she called herself trying to run up on me like I ain't got stents in my heart. And I had to tell everybody, if she run up on me, I'm going to knock her ass out. I don't know what's going to happen if she hit these stents. But it's just these things that started building up, that everybody saw me being quiet and finally realized, like, oh, this person is the issue. And everybody's response to that was I was happy to see everyone look and be like, nah, you good, man, you good. It's this motherfucker over here. I was satisfied in that retaliation because it was slow, and when it finally came and everybody was like, ooh, that bitch, I was like, y'all see what I mean?
I don't even have anybody like that. My shit was like totally from the left. At least you have like someone who everyone was kind of waiting for you to do something back. You know what I mean? Everybody just kind of waiting and chilling. There's nothing worse than just being blindsided by some shit you got to respond to. So I think that's kind of what makes a lot of things is like, oh wow, we have beef. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? It's just be like, y'all, are you fucking serious? So I think it's easy.
And that's really where it goes.
I'm just saying, it's when you know that you have the problem, it's a little bit easier to deal with. When you blindsided, like, the fuck? And it's people that you already have said, you know what I mean? Like, don't come for me. Like, we ain't cool. We ain't cool. So just, I'm not going to handle this as though I'm dealing with a friend or a family member or anybody close to me. I'm going to handle this shit like you damn near enemy. Like, no holds barred. I don't care. You said she had my daddy's funeral showing out. That part. Who does that at a funeral? That's so disrespectful. Like, why was she invited? Why was she there?
You know, because it's my son's mother.
He could have came with you.
Yeah, I know. And, you know, I think it was more so other people trying to be friendly. And I think I was in a whole other space where I was like trying to have patience and stuff through everything that I was dealing with. So I think it was just me being like, yeah, okay, cool, be there. And then once she got there and pulled the bullshit she pulled, my family, who was appalled, and my friends was like, what the fuck is she doing up there? And I was just looking at everybody like, your first time at the rodeo, huh? Right. Yeah, I've done this before. I'm not surprised.
All right, told y'all I'm petty in my death. I have left behind a list of you motherfuckers who are not supposed to be there. Like, I've said this in another show, and I'm saying it again because I speak no lies to you people. There is a list I have left behind for my daughter to know exactly where it is, to go pull out this list to make sure that my bestie has this list to verify that you are not on it. Do not show up at my funeral, not in a group. Like, I do not want you here or there. I do not want you anywhere. Like, I do not want you. No, like, I'm super cool. Like,
it's fucking hilarious that we both have lists of folks that were like, don't bring your ass in here. Let the people who loved us mourn us.
Man, in my Jericho voice, I get, nigga, be on my list. Like, otherwise,
you just made the list.
You're on the list. And if your ass is on the list, don't show your ass up. If you will be escorted out. I promise you that. Like, I kid you not. I will have a whole pause. I want it worked into. It is in my last wishes that within the second part of my funeral, and so help you God if y'all do not do my last wishes. By the second thing, there should be a greeting. Everybody can sit. We can do one of them sad ass songs, and the same way that we have the lady at church do the announcements, we gonna announce who the fuck ain't supposed to be in here. Before we move any further for these proceedings,
I would like for these
let me make sure the following people escort themselves out of here if they are here. So not only will you make the list, if you're there, you will have to leave. And if you're not there, everybody's still gonna laugh at you in my death because I'm that goddamn petty. That I'm gonna make it known that your ass was not liked.
Not welcome there. And this is all before old boy on the organ starts remixing Boys to Men songs. You know how he be end of the road, still I can't let go. It's so hard to say goodbye. Someone tell me why. He's done that shit at a funeral, and I was like, this nigga is remixing Boys to Men songs. He is talented.
Oh my God. It says sign the book in the back and leave. Like he said,
nope, don't even sign my book. I bullshit you not. Heaven, if you looking, I got my daddy's book right now. You think I ain't looking for no whiteout to wipe my baby mama name out? I don't give a shit. I'm childish like that.
that. But the sound of the sound of the tone, I don't know if y'all can hear it. Probably so. The microphones around this place are immaculate. Gotta love it. The amazing mics around here. That's to let us know that we are actually running out of time. So we're gonna wrap this up with a couple of things really quickly. So real fast, just to make sure that y'all got the. Oh, I'm sorry. I just stopped smoking. Anyways, so make sure that we gonna leave with, but why do I know? We want to make sure there was a lesson learned within the rant. You know what I mean? One, take care of the homeless. It's getting cold outside, and sorry. Okay, here we go. Take two. All right, here we go. All
right, boom. All right.
For only $2 a day, you can feed spirit-born. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm serious. All right. Okay. Try this again. Okay. Take three. Take three.
Right, bam.
Boom. For $2, I'll send you a copy of a dope-ass video.
I don't know about dope, but alright.
And it's got some action. It's all right. You know what I mean? It's got a good soundtrack. Anyway. Okay, no, I'm kidding. All right, anyways. Guys, we just want to make sure that y'all know. Do not retaliate. Do not do shit to people when you don't know their level of maturity. You don't know what they're going to do back to you. You don't know what kind of information they have about you. What else? They don't give a fuck, zero fucks about what they do or the consequences. So just don't start no shit. It won't be no shit. I think that's it. Don't start no shit. It won't be no shit.
Stop.
Yeah, that's what it's up. We always like to make sure y'all learn something. Next week is the night before Thanksgiving. So I don't know if we're going to be here or not. It's totally up to the crew. They might tell us to fuck off because it's the night before Thanksgiving. I don't know. We may or may not be back next week.
Yeah.
As far as anyone who wants to be petty and follow that other situation, DM me and I'll make sure you have the spelling of the name correctly for everyone involved. Otherwise, make sure you tune in every Wednesday night around 7-ish or so for What Do I Know podcast, hosted by your girl, RUKUS 303 on Facebook and Instagram.
Don TREY SMITH and Trey the Artist page on Facebook. Womack was here 83 on Instagram, and like I told y'all last week, to hell with Twitter. I don't remember no more.
That part. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Eye for an eye.